up and I'm in the city still. I'm still here, dawg. How did I finesse all of this shit from Jane and West?
Good evening. Tonight, we have a very special guest, all the way from Toronto, Canada, Mr. Dylan James Rubin.
Oh man, you know my good old friend Dave, man. Blessed to have me on the show, you know. Hey man.
Well, Dylan, I just want to say thank you so much for giving us the pleasure of being with us tonight for this segment. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good today, you know, man. I can't even complain.
So, Dylan, I was wondering, as a young entrepreneur who dabbles in international communication, could you tell me a little about how your Toronto dialect has shaped your relations and your identity?
Let me tell you something, man. Being in the 6 Mile life has really shaped me as an individual. I can proudly say that no one can really imitate it, you know. Like they can't really understand the lingo like I can, and I am proud to say that. But you know, as I got my bread up, you know, I had to adapt and gain a little bit more elegance. So, you know, sometimes I gotta talk differently around people, man. But yeah, you know, it's basically like that.
So, Dylan, what are the type of phrases and terms that you say that are unique to the Toronto dialect?
Yeah, so basically in Toronto, you know, we be saying things like, you know, we call a thing a team. We call it here, we call it a team. You know, when we say fam a lot, we say fam all the time. Like, hey, fam, like, you know, a lot of people in the States, you know, they might not really understand the lingo like that. But, you know, we also say, oh, like, you know, something easy, we say, ooh, this is going to be a breeze, man. And, you know, sometimes when we need to get paid, you know, we be like, hey, run that to me, famo. And, you know, sometimes, like, when we got to, you know, you can't really understand it or translate it, but we'll be saying, like, hey, Guzzo, you know, it's like someone really close to us. It's something, it's stuff you can't really translate, you know, to say.
And how do those phrases contribute to the overall culture of the subgroup?
Oh, that's a good question, Dave. So basically, it's the small details that make the culture just so unique to us, man. It's like, you know, a lot of people aren't really gonna understand if you come from the States, like what certain things mean. Like, you know, we say, hey, reach my hands. It basically means like, you know, I get you, you know, I'ma hang out with you, you know, and also stuff like, you know, yo, I make moves, now I'm readied up, you know, like a person from the States isn't really gonna understand that. When in reality, you know, that just means like, you know, I really grinded, now I have money, like you guys in the States say, you know, and, you know, stop beaking at me. It's basically like, hey, you know, stop looking at me, like, stop staring at me. You know, it's small things like that that really make the culture unique to us, and yeah.
All right, so my co-anchor and life partner, Herberticus, unfortunately could not be here. Herberticus, who is also from Toronto, he is currently in the States doing other journalism, but we do have a couple questions to ask him. So, Herberticus, how does the language in the States dialect, differ from that of Toronto, where you're from?
Thank you, Don Quavers. Now, there are two words that are used in New York and Toronto slang that have similar meanings. Those two words are son and fam. Now, son is used mainly in New York, and it is used in the context of a pronoun. For example, someone from New York might say, yo, what up, son, as a formal way of greeting someone. Secondly, the word fam is mainly used in Toronto, and it is used to signify someone that is close to you, such as a friend or a relative. For example, the word could be used as a formal greeting, such as yo, what up, fam? And those are just two of many slang terms that are used in Toronto and throughout the world. Back to you, Don Quavius.
Wow, Herberticus, that was really powerful stuff. We only have one more question to ask you. How does your Toronto dialect shape your overall identity?
I grew up in Toronto, and I love the culture, so it's pretty nice to take a part of the culture with me and bring it here into the United States by using the slang terms in my everyday life.
And how does your Toronto dialect create meaning within the context of the subgroup?
Yeah, man, that's a good question, you know. Just the other day, I was with my friend, man, you know, we were in the States, and he was like, You said out loud, I'm back in the burner, you know? And, you know, I was looking at him crazy, like, you know, you don't say that in a public setting, because in Toronto, you know, that would mean like, you know, I am in the possession of a gun right now. And I was like, whoa, like, you don't just go around and say that. But, you know, I forget, you know, we're in the States, and things like that are what makes me proud to be from Toronto and have that dialect. Because Toronto is such a major city, and we have something that's so unique to us that no one else cannot really copy, you know? And it is just a beautiful thing, which makes me proud to be from Toronto. And yeah, it's kind of like how the language really creates meaning and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, I'm just proud to be from Toronto.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap up our segment for today. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I also want to thank my very special guest, Dylan Rubin. And one more person I would like to thank is Herberticus, my co-anchor and life partner. I love you.